Welcome back, everyone, to the GGBL wildcard finale here tonight. Another late GGBL upload. GGBL After Dark, as I like to call it. This series is all tied up, Firebirds and Mallards. Phoenix took the first game 9-2. Michigan responded with a 2-0 victory, so they really shut down the Firebirds offense in that last game number 2. But game 3 is a different animal. You've got Rico Ramos Jr., 18-game winner across a 3.13 ERA. Against John Choi. Two left-handed masterful pitchers. Of course, the ERA could have been a little bit better this year for John Choi, but he has seen better seasons. Right now, he is in a little bit of a jam, but Vladimir Drago just goes foul. That could have broken this game wide open in a 0-0 tie. Could have at least scored 2 runs there, but no such luck for the Firebirds. They were just that close, maybe a couple of inches. 2-2 pitch here. Popped them up into center. Baldrick Raynell is there to make that catch. You always know where he is with those neon green shoes and gloves. You even can see him in the batter's box. Base hit here against the left-hander Ramos Jr. Like that matchup, righty on lefty. Full count here to Brian Puckett, and I don't know how he laid off of that pitch, but he did. And it's going to be another walk, another base runner for Ramos Jr. here in the bottom of the third. Bases loaded. Line drive, base hit here for Todd Galvin. It's definitely going to score 1. We'll see if it's going to score 2. The throw is on target, but not in time. Raynell's got the wheels churning and burning, and he's going to help out his squad, help out Todd Galvin's line. 2 RBI single. How about Raynell here? Base hit to Julian Quevedo. Nice strong throw. One hopper to the plate, and John Choi is gunned out. So the pitcher for tonight's ball game, we know that Choi is a two-way player. He's got speed, he's got wheels, but not right there. He's going to get gunned out by Julian Quevedo out in left field. Beautiful throw. Nice play there defensively from the Firebirds. How about Eloy Hidalgo? 2-2. John Choi gives up the base hit. Throw coming in on home. And Vladimir Drago, he's got a lot of wheels too. Phoenix cutting that lead in half now. Full count pitch, 95th upcoming for Choi. That's a hot shot ground ball here to Galvin. Makes a nice throw to first, and Phoenix still looking for another run. 2-2 pitch to Mario Mazza. This is a base hit here to left field. Did a nice job to pull that fastball. 0-0 pitch here. Next pitch to the next batter, Dalton Jett. Base hit. So now you got runners on the corners with nobody down, and that one was right down Broadway. Cut fastball that caught way too much of the plate. And that's going to do it for Ramos Jr. So he departs with a 2-1 deficit. Phoenix just has not been able to get the offense moving. But they're going to turn it over here to Gene Kirkland. He has come on 50 times in the regular season with a 4.67 ERA. So he can be had, but not here. Ipman takes this 100-mile-an-hour fastball looking. John Choi, little looper. Colton Cannon is there. 2 outs in the 6th. Crucial batter to go get, and he got him. Navoa strikes out, and that will do it for Michigan. They cannot scratch across another run. They are having a tough time here, and so is Phoenix. Dean Binks is coming on to relieve for the Mallards. Gives up a base hit here to Julian Quevedo. Next man up, 2-2 pitch for Michael Ruth. This is like Mr. Playoff of the GGBL. Gets him to strike out. 1-0 pitch here. Stolen base attempt now for Quevedo. He's on with a swipe. All right. So 2-0 pitch coming up to Drago. Make it 2-1 now. 2-1. And Quevedo is off for third. So that's a huge play right there for Phoenix. Now they've got a man at third base with 1 down. All you need is a fly ball, but a ground ball is going to do just the same thing. Fans are booing right now, but I don't really blame Dom Taylor for going to 1. I mean, you want to protect the lead, yes, but I think it would have had to get hit a lot harder for him to make that decision. So we're going to jump all the way to the top of the 9th. 0-2 pitcher to Michael Ruth, swinging on through that one again. That's the second breaking ball that he struck out on. And that's going to do it for Phoenix. So we're going to jump now to a 2-2 pitch in the bottom of the 9th for Baldrick Raynell. That's a base hit falling right in front of Vladimir Drago. With 1 out, Michigan has a chance to knock off their rival, the team that they can't seem to get past in the postseason. 0-1 pitch, Kirkland gives up the stolen base. Baldrick Raynell, gutsy base running right there. So 1-1 spot here for Brian Puckett. 0 for 2, lefty-righty matchup down the line, base hit, rounding third, headed for home comes Raynell. The throw coming on in, it's not in time. The Mallards have finally done it. They've finally knocked off the Firebirds, and they will advance to the divisional series. Wow. It seems like every time that Michigan ends up facing Phoenix, they can get pretty far in the postseason, but every single time that they have faced Phoenix, they've not been able to knock these guys off, and they did it here tonight. And I do question the management of Phoenix's bullpen. You've got a ton of arms in there. Use them. They were throwing in Gene Kirkland for like what was that, 3 1/3 innings pitched? He had like 67 pitches going into the 9th inning. Like, come on, guys. You got to mix it up a little bit. Use your matchups. So Phoenix, I think they deserve to lose that one just merely based on the fact like their offense couldn't get going and they made some interesting managerial decisions, to say the least. All right, so congratulations to the Michigan Mallards. Let's jump on out here to Carolina and Vancouver. 2 left-handed pitchers, 2 decent left-handed pitchers now. You got Cheltenham, the custom pitcher, and Tobias Hemphill, a guy that the Richmond Good Boys have been looking at for a couple seasons when he was out there at Vegas. But as we know, Vancouver was able to get him back in a trade with Kicks Deals. And so far, nothing. Both pitchers pitching very, very well here. Good defense on both sides of the diamond. Look at Akira Yoshio getting Keelan Okoye. Of course, Okoye started that double play the last inning for Cheltenham, but Tobias Hemphill getting some D as well. Giggity. 2-2 pitch here in the bottom of the second, ground ball, and Duckworth will make the play there, and that's going to do it for the Blue Sox in the second. Let's jump to the top of the third. Cheltenham gives up the jack. Oof. Crosley Katz, 2-0 fastball. He was sitting on that baby. Was expecting it all the way. Boom, turned on it. 97 miles an hour. You definitely got to be expecting that to turn it around like that. Ground ball here to Yoshio. Danny Riddle grounds out into the double play. Tobias Hemphill getting some nice defense behind him, it looks like. Bottom of the fourth, 1 down. Look at Marcus Trumbullin gunning down the would-be runner. Yeah, that's right. Good defense by the Mighty Beavs. 1.79 catcher pop time. Pretty good. 20 miles an hour running on the base paths. It's pretty darn quick. Trumbullin had to be quick with that release. Hemphill had to be pretty quick to home plate, too. Help his catcher out. Yoshio makes the play here. That's the final out of the inning. Let's jump now to the top of the 5th. Chucky Pinkard strikes out on a check swing. It was a strike anyway inside the strike zone. We'll jump now to the bottom of the 5th here. A full count pitch to David Gonzalez, and that is a fly ball to right. And both pitchers are through 5, with the Mighty Beavers up 1-0. They got 3-4-5 coming up. Hemphill loves it, but we'll see what the Blue Sox decide to do. They are going to make a pitching change, so no more Cheltenham. They're going to go with Charlie Doyle. 0-2 across 19 games, and his ERA does not look very good. Duckworth gets into this one, but it's not going to be enough. Sometimes you can't really tell what the fielder's going to do. It looks like when they try to get a little bit off of the warning track, it looks like they're going to try to play the carom off that big blue wall, but no such luck there for Duckworth. That was right to the right fielder. How funny. Right to the right fielder. Maxwell O'Neal's going to take this one looking. Strike 3. We're going to jump now to the bottom of the 6th, and Jim Wilga down the line. Actually, probably on the line. Base hit here. Should be a double. A full count base hit, double, RBI variety. Oh, baby. All right, so the Blue Sox tie it up, but we're going to jump now to the top of the 8th as Feliz is on the mound now. So, again, more bullpen usage for the Blue Sox, and Pinkard beats this one out. And honestly, I'm not sure how, but he must have beat him by a step, or it might have been tie goes to the runner. He's going to take off, get a little greedy here for second, but the catcher, Jim Wilga, he's been killing it tonight. Got that game-tying RBI double. Now he throws a runner out. How about D-Will? Darius Wilson cannot make the play, but You appreciate the effort just trying to get out of the inning. It was going to be a base hit anyway into the outfield, so it's just a single anyway. Not going to get a double off of that, right? Not with Crosley Cats run. Okoye gets the ground ball from Duckworth. That's going to do it now for their half of the inning. So we'll now turn it over to Jermaine Benjamin across 80 games, an 8-2 record with a very, very good ERA. A trustworthy arm for the Mighty Beavers bullpen, but take a look what's going on in left field. You got the base hit down the line. Crosley Cats cannot field it cleanly, and that's going to allow Jim Wilga, the catcher, to come in with a double. This guy has been money for the Blue Sox. Man at second, 0-1 pitch. Mondesir, base hit to center field. No throw coming from Buddy Kidd in center. That's an RBI single for the Blue Sox. And Kingston Mondesir delivers potentially could be the backbreaker of this game number 3. Yoshio with a man on base, strikes out, swings on through the changeup, and now you got 2 outs. 1-2 count to Buddy Kidd. Line drive right to Darius Wilson, and that is going to do it. The Blue Sox will advance to the divisional series. And you know what? I think the player of the game has got to be Jim Wilga. If he's not the player of the game, I riot. I personally riot. Well, it was a good season. Player of the game was Oliver Eller. I don't buy that. I think it's Jim Wilga. 2 for 3, 2 doubles, a ribby, and a run scored, and he played well defensively. I'm giving it to him. Either way, guys, great season for the Mighty Beavers. They were toying with not making it to the postseason again, but they were able to break the curse, their own internal clubhouse curse, and able to get in, but no such luck there across 3 games against the mighty Blue Sox. The Blue Sox are a good team, man. Watch out for them in the divisional series. All right, let's jump to our next matchup here. We got Avery Clemente, 16-game winner against Tawn Roberts, 19-game winner for the Pittsburgh Hammers across a 2.44 ERA. Both these pitchers very good, very respectable in their roles for their clubs. However, 1 out, 2-0 pitch. Roberts gives up the solo shot to Dalton Whitaker. Not the way you wanted to start off when you are the Pittsburgh Hammers on the road against a very tough Swamp Monsters club. Runners on the corners with less than 1 out. 4-6-3 double play will drive a run home. It is 2-0. Same inning, bottom 2. Johnny Piper goes deep. That's a solo home run. It's now 3-0 Washington, and we're not even into the 3rd inning. We are not even a third of the game over with. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing if you're Pittsburgh. Especially on the other side, you got Clemente striking everybody out left and right. That's number 5. Make it number 6. This dude's got 6 strikeouts here into the 6th inning, and it's still 3-0. And by the way, he has had a no-hitter going up until that base hit, thanks to Buck Pearson, the number 9 hole hitter, with 2 outs. So it's crazy. You cannot take for granted the number 9 hitters. You can't do it. Full count pitch here to Ryan Smith. Dalton Whitaker, the shortstop, will make the throw to first, and that is it for Pittsburgh. Again, no runs scored, 1 hit given up. You got Robert Hardesty. That's hit number 2. Base hit out there to right. Can't make the play, can't cut it off. That's going to be a run scored now for Pittsburgh. And isn't this kind of how things usually go in the game of baseball? You're cruising, you're throwing a no-no. The first hit kind of gets you a little rattled a little bit, and then now it seems like maybe, just maybe, the wheels are starting to fall off here for the Swamp Monsters. They're going to call on Mike Layton to try to shut this little mini threat down. You get a 2-2 count. And Arturo strikes out, swinging through the change. How about a 3-1 pitch to Connor Altman? It's going to draw a walk. That might set up a double play opportunity if you can get Jordan Van to do just that, but he flies out to left fielder Baker T. Brooks for out number 2. This is a huge inning for both squads. You got the tying run at first base, the winning run, or the leading run, if you will, at home. So you don't want to give it up. It's Archie Conklin. He can get into one every now and then, but he does pop up. Center fielder got to make a great play. Shoestring catch that could have scored 2 runs, could have tied the game. But that's going to do it for Pittsburgh, guys. Nothing changes. Top of the 9th, they got 1 man on. Jordan Van pops it up in foul ground. And the Swamp Monsters will get it done, advancing to the divisional series. Unfortunately for Pittsburgh, I mean, it was a good run. We're starting to see how some of these teams that are the little up-and-coming teams, right, they just couldn't quite knock off the teams that have been more established, the clubs that have been more established in our GGBL league. So maybe next year for Pittsburgh, if they can build on this type of loss. Player of the game will be Avery Clemente. 6 strikeouts, almost through the no-no, and the rest is history. So, okay, moving on out now to the next matchup, the Sting against the Monarchs. Kansas City laid a can of whoop-ah on the Sting. They stung them in game number 2. So I would expect more of the same here with this pitching matchup. We got Jaime Manzanillo and Brad Battle. I'll talk about Brad Battle a little bit later, but we've got a solo home run off the bat of Chris Rosario, the number 2 hole hitter. And a 2-0 count. I mean, throw these guys some breaking pitches or something, man. You can't keep giving them fastballs on 2-0 counts. You just can't. They expect it. I've seen too many home runs in this video alone off of 2-0 fastballs. Well, the game's not going to give you Brad Battle's stats, so there they are this season. He was formerly a Miami Moonshot for a long time. Gavin Saples trying to respond with that solo home run from Chris Rosario. He's trying to get 3. No luck right there. Lining out to Clifford Durham, which a lot of people have done that out there in right field. Manzanillo strikes at Samuel Woodson. That's going to do it for Atlanta's top of the second. How about Luke Vinskov? Fly ball to left. Murillo is there to make the catch, and that's going to do it for Kansas City. So still holding on to that 1-0 lead is Atlanta. An 0-1 pitch. 4-seam fastball yet again. Rosario goes deep. He goes bye-bye. Second home run of the game for Chris Rosario. Manzanillo is just beside himself, man. He's thinking, I don't know what I got to do to get these guys out. It's 2-0. I need my offense to save me. Hans Brolo, solo home run. Number 2 of the postseason. Hopefully for him, Kansas City moves on and he can start raking some more home runs for his stat line. Hayden Carver in the top of the 4th inning, leadoff double. Had that throw been more on line, he would have been gunned out. He's lucky. He's so lucky. He doesn't have a lot of speed, but he's lucky that they had that throw off line. So an out's actually going to push Carver over to third, and now you got a double play opportunity, but Horvath, a beautiful play, beautiful diving play, but he overthrows Andino covering second, and that's going to allow an extra 90 feet. No outs on the board. That run was scoring no matter what. Carver got a good jump off contact. But yeah, I mean, you got to hit the guy. You got to get an out there. So 3-1 game, bottom of the 4th, and then Javier Andino makes up for it here. Solo shot, number 2 for Andino in the postseason. Number 2 for Kansas City in this game. 2 solo home runs to account for their 2 runs in this ball game. Andino did not miss that one. 425. All right, bottom of the 5th here. Gavin Saples. He's missed it earlier, but didn't miss it here. Man, this guy's been on fire. Second home run for him of the postseason. Had that big 3-run shot in the last game that we saw, game number 2. We're going to jump ahead here to the bottom of the 7th. 28th pitch for Mauricio Del Toro, and he's going to get Carter Williamson to fly out. He has not given up a run, which is a beautiful thing to see if you're an Atlanta fan. And, of course, if you're Brandon Mena, the custom prospect owner of Mauricio Del Toro, you love that too, because he's really struggled in the postseason and even in the regular season since being called up. So this is crucial for Atlanta here after another error by Horvath at third base. So Carver gets on, Crawfish McGee pinch runs, gets a stolen base. That could end up proving to be huge if they can get this run home. It's going to be up to Clifford Durham. 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. Clifford Durham has been one of the most consistent hitters in the GGBL for a few seasons, but he didn't come through there. And I don't know how you take that pitch if you're Satchel Michaels. A 3-2 slider that you just spit on. Either you were fooled or you were tracking it the whole way. Either way, Satchel's on base. Murillo comes through with a base hit. That's going to break the tie. 4-3 Atlanta. And Garlobo, gives up the tie. Gives up the tie. 4-3 game now. Samuel Woodson, 3-2 pitch. Ground ball, looking for more. But Saples makes the strong throw to first base, and that is going to do it for Atlanta. So now you got 2 innings, if you're Kansas City, to tie this thing up. It's going to be up to Jimmy Clark, the left-hander. Brolo, deep drive to right at the track. Durham makes the catch. Could have been a tie game. Saples strikes him out. Ugh, all these Monarchs that have hit home runs. The power in this lineup is insane. Horvath can hit some homers too, but he grounds out. Perfectly played at shortstop, playing right behind the bag to go get him. So Andino, Espinoza, and Kelly coming up in the bottom of the 9th. It's going to be up to Jeffrey Lazar to shut this thing down for the Sting. Can they do it? Base hit here by the 7-hole hitter, Javier Andino. He wasn't trying to do too much there. Just get on base. I know he's got the home run, but he's a team player. Base hit here. Runner on first. Espinoza, 0 for 3. He lays down a bunt, but it's right at the first baseman, Miguel Aguero. And Andino with enough wherewithal to slide back in safely to avoid the double play, to avoid the tag. Kelly strikes out, swinging, and now you got 2 outs. 2 outs, Vince Goff, the leadoff hitter, trying to stay alive for the Monarchs. Ground ball here to Pinkard. Little flip over to second base. Andino can't get there in time. This game is over. This series is over. The Atlanta Sting have won a playoff series. We're seeing a lot of change happening in the GGBL. Teams that have never made the postseason have finally made it. They're competitive. They're fighting every way. Now you're getting teams in here that are actually winning matchups against rivals, teams that can't get over. And then you get the Sting winning a playoff series. You love to see it. You love to see it. And that is going to do it for the wild card. It took us a few days. It took us a couple weeks to get through. But guys, we are done and over with the wild card. We will now move on to the divisional series. You got Michigan and Vegas. Michigan, of course, taking on the number 1 seed Vegas. Vegas, of course, I mean, they're loaded. They've got a ton of talent on that team. I'm probably taking Vegas in that one. Michigan, they had to fight tooth and nail against that Phoenix team even to just get to this point. So they got a tough road to hoe, but don't count them out. This probably will be a tough series for both teams, but I think I like Vegas in that one. That's going to be my pick. Washington, Minnesota, that one's pretty interesting. That might be the most interesting one of the whole entire bunch here, because you've got the established Washington Swamp Monsters club. They've been there. They've done that. They continue to advance into the postseason pretty far every time that they make it. And then you got the Minnesota Jacks, of course, that upstart team. They're the 2 seed. They earned it for sure. I don't know, guys. You let me know what you think inside the comment section. I just really, really like Minnesota's offense. It's just the pitching staff that kind of scares me a little bit. Next matchup up here in the upper right, you've got Orlando and Carolina. So an NL East between these two clubs. I think I like Orlando in this one. They just have a lot of custom prospect power, if you will. They got a lot of talent on that team. I think they're probably going to be the team that goes all the way, if not San Francisco, which on the very bottom of that bracket, you got San Francisco and Atlanta. It's probably my second favorite matchup of this entire postseason, just because of the storyline that you have here. Of course, San Francisco is the 2 seed. Atlanta is that team that everybody wants to root for. They've got enough talent in order to compete with that San Francisco Grizzlies squad. But man, San Francisco's loaded. Orlando's loaded. I think they're on a collision course to get to that championship series. So those are going to be my picks. I think I'm going to take San Francisco and Orlando, and then I'll take Vegas and Minnesota. So yeah, I am taking all the favorites. I am taking chalk here. And maybe you guys want to go with an upset here, but I'm not feeling that frisky, if you will, to go with an upset in the divisional series. Maybe we'll see a quote-unquote upset in the championship series when you've got maybe the lower seed beats the higher seed. But at least in the divisional series, guys, I don't personally see it. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section. I will see you in upload format again next week on Friday, and then into the weekend to get more GGBL playoff action. So guys, leave a like if you like this thing. I'll see you in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.